Phil's Science Lab, sponsored by ESB's Generation Tomorrow programme, supporting initiatives that help young people develop key skills in science, technology, engineering, arts and maths.
We should have the Murder, She Wrote music playing, actually, because this morning, Phil the Science Guy turns detective. We're uncovering the secrets behind fingerprints,
yes.
Phil, and fingerprinting and how they do all that sort of stuff.
Well, I'm delighted with the Jessica Fletcher reference. I don't know if my hair's getting that
Nearly there.
Yeah, that way.
Nearly there.
Wanted to talk a little bit about fingerprints and their uniqueness, but also how we can try... Everything that we try and do, obviously, on this is to use household stuff.
Yeah.
So I've tried to do fingerprinting with household stuff. It is difficult. It's really, really difficult to do, but we're going to have a bash at it. And the first thing I wanted to describe, you see a sheet of paper that I left out, is actually to describe the general types of fingerprints. They're mainly whorls, arches and loops that you can see on this. 95% of the fingerprints that people have are made up of these. So what I'm going to do is probably not necessarily traditional on television. I'm going to get people to not look at the telly and look at your own finger. So all I want you to do...
a whorl, an arch or a loop?
Yeah, it's to look at your own finger and to see what you have. So you have that... Whorls are like swirls, and they're kind of go round in a circle, like you'd imagine, kind of that way.
Yeah.
Arches start on one side, arch, and finish on the other side. And there's different types of them. There's like tented ones that get pointed really sharply, or are just kind of gradient ones. And then, loops are like ones that are in and out.
And as we all know, they're unique to everybody, hence why they use them in detectives use them.
Everybody else has used, or have used them before. And to be honest, no one that has ever been, ever is, or ever will be will have the same fingerprints. They come from DNA, how things are trans. Now, we're going to try and do this using household stuff. So there is a phone in front of you.
Yep.
And all we've got with this is, and again, this is like the most basic version we could try in this, is there is some flour. You can use any kind of fine white powder for this. There's talcum powder for one of our scuba diving, my wife's scuba diving scoots, flour or talcum powder. I want you to take some flour on your paintbrush, which is just normal paintbrush.
And just dust where the...
Dab the excess off a little bit.
Okay.
And then on the phone, I want you just to kind of brush back and forth across it. And the oil in between your fingers, are they coming up?
Yeah.
And then you can,
you can see the imprints there.
You can see the imprints on those ones there, on that. You can kind of see it there on my one, it's true as well. So this is between the ridges and the kind of... You can there we go, see it. And what you're looking at there is to see the same pattern. And basically what detectives or police or forensics do is they look to see these patterns. And like you're saying that everybody has, 95% has loops, arches or whorls. You're looking for the individual differences, like where these lines cross over or where there's little dots or where they stop, and they're like rivers, like deltas or anything else they looked at.
Yeah.
The really interesting thing that I find is that their fingerprints are unique. Toe prints are unique as well. So in the womb, when these form a fetus, is the same thing that happens. That there's so many variables, there's so many different things. But so are tongue prints. So fingerprints,
wow, I didn't
toe
know
prints.
that.
So your tongue has a print. So if you ever were committing a crime, ran into a wall, and
don't lick anything when you're
committing a
stuff.
crime.
Yeah.
So this is obviously white on black, and what you're trying to do with this is create a contrast. But most of these things that you would, or people that you're trying to look at, aren't necessarily black. They're either clear or they're flat surfaces. So what we have as well is, I have a cup and you have a cup as well. And what we're going to try and do is to darken this material. So
the criminal has stopped to have a cup of tea while he's in the act. Okay,
maybe a she in this case, because I'm like, this is what stemmed this whole experiment, was to find out who took my tea. I live with my wife, so I'm thinking it's her that stole my tea.
Somebody stole
I'm hoping,
tea.
Probably was, she loves tea. So we have a white mug. So what we do with this is there's a bag there, and normally you take a marker and you'd go over this, and like we're always trying to be sustainable, reuse the bags as much as we can. That would take ages, so I've pre-coloured in a bag.
So it's just a plastic Ziploc bag. Marker inside. Marker
inside. So you turn it inside out, you'd colour it out, then you put a small bit of flour into it. Like a tiny little bit of flour. That's tiny bit. And now, I'm going to mix that in again. So that now permanent marker actually seems to work better than like a whiteboard marker.
Okay.
Also, this is like I said, a very difficult kind of procedure. So I would add, if you have like shavings from like pencils, graphite, to finely shave that in like a nail file into it.
Is that mixed enough now?
Yeah, probably.
So I have a kind of a greyish, darkish.
Yeah, so it should be getting a bit grey. So this way, it takes ages to kind of do. So great, you're going to have to mix it in together. Or the other thing is you get like if soot from a fire, you kind of mix that in. You're trying to get that mixed in with the same powder too. So then there should be a little makeup brush, which you're going to do, and you're going to try and very lightly again, really lightly dab that in. And then on your cup, then if you take the cup and you're going to try and, there we go, try to get a bit more.
So where am I on the...
Anywhere around. See if you're looking for fingerprints. So you're kind of lightly dabbing onto. There should be some fairly easy showing up because I was fairly liberal with. Is it coming up?
Moriarty.
Have you seen? Oh, excellent. Okay, it's working. Okay, great. Fantastic.
The scoundrel. Right, we've 30 seconds.
30
now.
seconds. Okay, so
quick.
grab
okay.
a bit of sellotape.
Yeah,
and then try not to touch the middle of it and put it over that and press it down into it. And then once you have it pressed into it, we'll be more careful with this at home. Be more careful. Take your time. Rip it off and put it onto the sheet of paper. Carefully, Tommy. Or Jessica Fletcher, does it. And if we could hold that up, we should see a partial or whole print.
Can you see that?
Onto this. So I'll try and point over there. You'll see fingerprints. And again, looking at the details, and that's actually a double loop whorl, which is mine. So it's actually me who drank my own tea.
Officers,
and forgot about it.
Thief.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I did it. But
there you go.
Fingerprints.
Another crime solved. Thank you very much, Phil. Great stuff. Thanks, Jessica.
No, I feel so honoured.
Brilliant stuff. Right, where are we now? Okay, love a good route in the charity shops. Well, now that they're moving online, you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Darren Kennedy joins us after 9 to tell us more.
Phil's Science Lab, sponsored by ESB's Generation Tomorrow programme, supporting initiatives that help young people develop key skills in science, technology, engineering, arts and maths.